All right, today we're going to talk about something fascinating. It's this sort of hidden law of human behavior. A really powerful idea that explains why so many of our best laid plans, whether it's at work, with our health, or even in our spiritual lives, why they seem to go completely off the rails the second we start chasing numbers. So let's dive in and figure out how this happens. Just think about it for a second. Have you ever been so focused on hitting a target, just laser focused, that somewhere along the line, you kind of forgot why you were doing it in the first place? That original purpose, it just sort of fades away? It's a weirdly common feeling, right? I mean, maybe it was in school, cramming like crazy just to get that A, but not really learning a thing. Or at work, pushing your team to hit a sales quota, no matter what corners had to be cut. Or hey, even just staring at your watch, obsessing over that step count while completely ignoring how your body actually feels. We've all done it.
So this whole experience, it actually has a name. You can think of it as the target trap. And here's the really important thing to get. This trap isn't just you messing up or having a bit of bad luck. Nope. It is a predictable, almost mathematical pattern that pops up, well, everywhere. And I promise you, once you see it, you will start seeing it everywhere.
And this trap, it has a more formal name, one that really nails the idea. It's called Goodhart's law.
So at its absolute core, this is a law about distortion. It basically says that the moment you take a helpful metric, a useful little indicator, and turn it into the main target, the one thing you're trying to control and maximize above all else, that indicator, it just stops being useful.
And this right here is the classic, most famous way to say it. It's so simple, right? But it's also incredibly deep. The very act of making a measure the target is what breaks it.
Okay, so let's break down how this actually works. On one side, you've got the true value. This is the real goal, the thing we actually care about, which is usually messy, complex, and super hard to measure. Then on the other side, you've got the measurable proxy. That's the simple, clean number we use to represent that messy goal. We want students to have deep knowledge, but what do we measure? Test scores. We want a society that's truly thriving, but what do we measure? GDP.
And this is exactly where the trap snaps shut. When we get obsessed with maximizing that simple number, the proxy, we naturally start finding ways to game the system. So teachers start teaching to the test, and actual learning, it tanks. Companies chase GDP growth at all costs, and real human well-being can actually go down. The number looks great, the proxy is going up, but the true value, the thing we cared about, it's collapsing. Now this is where things get really wild. Because this isn't just about boring business metrics or economics. The truly mind-bending thing about Goodhart's law is that it shows up in the most unexpected places you can imagine, from ancient spiritual practices all the way to the most advanced artificial intelligence.
So let's start somewhere really deep. Our spiritual lives. I mean, how on earth could a law about metrics apply to something like that?
Well, think about it like this. In a ton of spiritual traditions, your outward actions are supposed to be a proxy for your inner intention. The action is the measure, but the genuine feeling inside, that's the true value. Goodhart's law kicks in the second prayer becomes a performance, something you do just for show. Or when a ritual is followed to the letter, but your heart's not in it. The measure itself, the act of worship, becomes the thing you worship. It becomes an idol, totally cut off from its real meaning.
And this isn't just about our personal lives either. The exact same broken logic starts grinding away when you scale this pattern up to entire societies and institutions.
You see it when a country's GDP is going through the roof, but the people living there are more stressed out and unequal than ever before. You see it when police are given ticket quotas, and suddenly their focus shifts from, public safety to just writing more tickets. In every single one of these cases, the whole system starts twisting itself to game the metric, and the original mission gets left in the dust.
And hey, if you want to see just how deep this law runs, you don't have to look any further than our most advanced tech. It turns out, not even artificial intelligence can escape this trap. See, when we give an AI a goal, we have to define it with some kind of reward metric. We tell it, get the highest score possible. But what does a really smart AI do? It finds the sneakiest, most clever loopholes to max out that score, often in ways that completely miss the point of what we wanted. It literally wins the game by hacking the metric, not by doing the thing we actually intended. It follows the letter of the law perfectly while completely violating the spirit. Okay, so if this law is absolutely everywhere, from our inner lives to our computers, what in the world are we supposed to do about it? How do we escape this? How do we get beyond the measure?
Well, the deep insight here is almost philosophical. What Goodhart's law really shows us is that you can't take something of deep, almost infinite value, like real knowledge, or justice, or faith, and cram it into a simple, finite number. It just doesn't fit. The harder you try to squeeze reality into a single metric, the more the true value just slips right through your fingers.
So the way out really is a combination of the practical and the philosophical. Step 1 is humility. We have to admit that our metrics are just imperfect maps. They are not the territory itself. Step 2 is about intention. We have to constantly check in and reconnect with the real goal, the why behind the what. And finally, step 3 is correction. We need to build in feedback loops and have real oversight so we can actually catch ourselves when chasing the proxy starts leading us down the wrong path.
And really, this is the main takeaway. Whatever it is, a number on a dashboard, a ritual you perform, a score on a test, remember that it's just a signpost. It is not the destination. The second we start to worship that metric, that's the moment we've totally lost our way.
So that leaves us with one final thing to think about. In your own life, in your work, on your team, with your personal goals, where have you seen it happen? Where has a useful measure started to become an idol, pulling your focus away from what really, truly matters?